Right, exciting news hopefully. Hey everyone, I'm Clue, and this week marks the initial launch of the data pack, right? So today is basically the game plan video, and then tomorrow will be the actual release video. So I just want to go over what the plan is for the release. Now this is not the full pack. The full pack is still being worked on. There are the majority of features done. However, their accessibility and I guess the ease of everyone to figure out what's going on isn't quite there yet. But anyway, we'll jump into the pack. So load up the world, and there we go. So here's our little bulletin board, right? Our go-to plan, our game plan for what's to come. And aside from this, I think what I'm going to do is videos on different features and showcasing. In fact, you know what? I should be able to, if I wander over here, we should get a feature, right? There we go. We get the seasonal effect. So we are in a spring style biome indicated by the icon. So basically what I will be doing in terms of normal content on the channel is I will explain a feature. Then we'll go over how that feature was made, because there has been some expressions of interest on how actually I have implemented these different functions into the data pack, right? And I'll probably go over how to do it with command blocks. Okay, but well, aside from that, we will maybe also start an actual playthrough, because the big thing that needs to be explored is the advancements. Now, the advancements serve as the main tool for guiding the player through the pack and how to actually access all the features. So for instance, this is the main one, Runechant's Beginnings, and we have straight away Boiling Cauldron and a Grinding Station. So two different multi-block structures that you can make and then lead to different crafting mechanisms. But before we jump into that, I'll probably grant all advancements and we'll look into it a little bit deeper in terms of what the actual plan is, right? So we're here right now at the testing release. So to do, I need to work on some advancements. Cauldron Brewing actually got finished, right? Various crafting. So there are still a few things that don't have the right connections, so to speak. So for instance, you might be able to find them out in the world, but you can't use them for the middle step that then nets the actual function, if that sort of makes sense, or vice versa, right? You can not access certain items that need to be crafted, right? So there are still a few things that have fallen through the cracks. I don't know how accessible every feature is, because obviously up until now we were on a creative world testing everything as we go and as I implement the features, not actually the way of collecting them in survival. So yeah, hopefully I haven't missed too many things, but I will try and get this done. Obviously I'm recording this a little bit earlier. The go is though, well, today, me talking to you right now, is when this video comes out, and then tomorrow will be the release video, right? But I have a little leeway of time to fix up a few things. But yeah, so that's the first step. Then we move on to bug fixing and balancing. Now, this is really important. This is the first initial release, right? So I'm very open to feature suggestions. I'm more than happy to, work with anyone who wants me to add anything specific, balance, tweak, do whatever you want, right? That's the beauty of this is, well, I can do whatever I want, right? And I can do whatever you guys want. And that's fun and exciting. But at the same time, that's not where we're up to, right? Currently, again, it's really got to be about the bug fixing and balancing, right? Everything has to be worked out, the kinks. I haven't done a lot of survival testing, and obviously this is a pretty hefty pack. You know what? We'll do the advancements, because that's probably the best way to show off that it is quite a hefty pack. So we'll quit out so they don't all progress, right? Just endless little alerts and notifications. So yeah, so we have our Runechant's advancements, which is the spellcrafting system, right? I know it looks like a lot. This is explaining how to do it, and then these are basically different spells you can make, right? And then we have, this needs to be heavily fleshed out. There's a lot more going on here as well. We have the actual world, so different things you can find. We have all the tinkering to be done, right? So equipment tinkering, way to access all the attribute systems, get different effects, depending on the trims you use, some additional trims. Yeah, there is a lot to this pack. And because of that, obviously, I haven't thoroughly tested everything. So I really, really would like some help, right? So if you just want to, download the pack, play with it a little bit, just play a normal survival world basically, and see what happens around you, right? And then tell me, well, that was shit. A creeper snuck up on me, was charged, and I had no idea, and it blew up on me. Yeah, that can happen. There's 3 abilities for a creeper, I think. It's lightning, invisibility, and speed. Yeah, fun. But yeah, if anything feels off and needs tweaking, same with finding items. So for instance, we have the collection log here basically, which is all the new mob drops. So every single mob has a new drop. They're equivalent to wither skulls off of wither skeletons, right? So they have the same drop rate. But yeah, there's a ton of them. They all have functionality. The leather is for trimming. All the food are edible and they do different things. Some of them are earmarked for, sorry, is it hallmarked? Sorry, that's the right word, hallmarked, for boss summoning, sort of like Terraria, but like the rotten flesh you can eat. The totems all have special totem effects. The eggs do something, right? See if you can figure that out. But yeah, a lot of stuff needs to be tested and checked. And obviously I'm still working on the pack, so I will try to kick off a little survival series, and we can just play through it normally. But yeah, please, if you got the time, I'd very much be so thankful if you just give the pack a download, just play normal survival, right? And just see what happens. And then, you know, tell me if something's off, if something breaks, whatever you can do. In terms of suggestions, right? More than happy to hear them, but we won't be touching them for a little while. Okay, so yeah, bug fixing and balancing is the main thing. Bosses will be the first big content patch. So I think currently there are 13, I want to say, 13 little boss fights that we're setting up. And they aren't necessarily custom mobs. They are just mobs with mob abilities, right? Similar to how we've given normal mobs mob abilities and some unique equipment and drops, right? So fun there. Then dungeons is the last big content, right? And then we have the full release. And then after that, we can implement whatever we want as we want, okay? But yeah, for now, again, the priority is bug fixing and testing and making sure everything is balanced. So yeah, this is the stage we're up to. And then I'll be working on this in my own time still, right? And then as it's done, release it, and we'll go back and forth between these different stages. In terms of how to come together as a community, right? A little plug. So we do have a Discord server, and on that Discord server, I will have channels for this pack, right? There'll be one for bugs, there'll be one for suggestions, and then there'll just be one for general discussion. And, you know, feel free to pop by and ask me any questions. But yeah, it's finally here. So thank you all. That's another thing I'll say. Thank you all for anyone coming along with this little journey for me. It's been, what, more than half a year, I think, we've been working on the pack, right? And we started as a normal world with command blocks, and we have morphed into a huge data pack that is pushing, it's not so bad. It's in the orange, right? But yeah, so much going on. Why don't we talk about some things to look out for, I suppose. So there is the seasonal system, right? So depending on the biomes you're in, different seasons will be in play. They'll have different effects. All mobs have unique abilities that they can trigger passively. There are a few things that should spawn, and I hope they do spawn, that allow you to access, say, the magical system, right? Then, of course, like we said, all mobs have new item drops, so you want to set up farms and do that. And you've got the main accessible features right now are the tinkering system. So mainly you can affect the different attributes of items, right? Or you can equip different trims. There are special leather trims now, as well as the normal trims, some new materials, and they all do have different effects. They're all listed here, right? So as you unlock them, you'll be able to read about them and understand what exactly they do, right? The magic system is accessible. I don't know how rare the hearts are, though, right? So they should spawn randomly underground, and you have to go find them in vases, break the vase and you get a heart, and you can use that heart to craft different things. But yeah, not thoroughly tested. In fact, I could probably just set up a little this perfectly, right, to tell me if there is one out in the world. Right, that should be correct. So if one spawns, well, it will let me know. We'll probably end up doing, you know, testing or anything on this new world rather than the other world, so we can start from scratch. But they should be functional. I think it's about one-ish every day, so 20 minutes, right? Because they do also buff the mobs around them, right? And I don't want that to be too hard. I don't think they can spawn in the first day. I think I set that up, right? So it's not super bad. But yeah, there is still a lot to do. Now, I understand if you know, you guys don't want to play a non-complete pack, right? So that is completely understandable. I can't promise you that this will be done anytime soon, right? There is a lot that I want to do, and again, it's my hobby, right? So I can only do so much every week, but we're getting there, right? And this is a huge first step, right? So yeah, hope you're excited as I am for the initial release. We'll have more on it tomorrow, right? We'll go over probably the start of the pack and what a little bit of guidance for anyone who's interested in actually playing it. There is still a decent chunk here, right, for you to experience and experiment outside of the crazy sort of end game features. I think even the mob abilities alone, just randomly triggering different abilities and effects, is pretty decent. The main thing, though, right, if the lag is horrible, let me know, because it's red, it's orange, but for me, it's no biggie, right? And I think my settings are so-so. Video settings, what do we have it on? We can go to fancy, we can up the render distance a little bit. We'll go to 12, smooth lighting. I just want to see, you know, how bad it gets. Particles, all done. Right, so what are we at? F3, 2. Yeah, so it's a little bit worse. It's not horribly, right? We're still not really dropping. Oh, there you go, B triggered an effect. How nice. Anyway, I think we'll leave it there. Oh, actually, no. Well, I'll obviously mention it tomorrow, but a big thing, this is for the snapshot world. I think the idea currently is timing-wise to get this out by the next update for Minecraft. So was it 1.22? Is that the next update? Right? Whatever the number is, that's what we're aiming for. So I do work on the current snapshots, meaning you do have to play on the current snapshots, right? Because things will break if there are no breezes in the mob directory, right? Because yeah, they have abilities, and I basically check every mob for what they are, right? So they need to be there, otherwise commands won't work. So yeah, so snapshot world release tomorrow along with another video. But yeah, thank you all, right? You've essentially built this channel because the majority of subscribers and content on here has been, well, this data pack, and it's great to be able to, you know, do something that I am passionate about, right? I've wanted to actually make something like this for quite a while, but I've never actually had the motivation to get it done. I've started it so many times and scrapped it, and yeah, it's nice to actually work on a project and see the end of the tunnel. Anyway, we'll leave it there. Hope you enjoy. See ya.